Here's a really cool way to journal. First, you get a brand new journal. You make sure that you get the pages numbered. The thing I like to do is I like to create a table of contents. So for any powerful entries that you have in your journal, you're able to write it right there in the table of contents and be able to keep track of it. The next thing that I really like to do is I like to have a book list. I personally try to read maybe 1 to 2 books a month. It's not that much, but it makes a huge difference compared to reading only 1 or 2 books a year. So I have a book list and I just literally number 1 through 24 and I just put book list on the top of it. And every time I read a book, I just write it in there. I even have a little checkbox list where I can check it off if I read it. It makes me feel successful every time I read a book. Here's another really cool hack, something that I've really found a lot of success with. When I'm journaling, I like to go to my dailies, and this is my process. I write the date at the top left. The next thing over is I write grateful. I write 3 things I'm grateful for. And I actually take a lot of time to think about this. Something that actually makes me emotional. And it could be sometimes for me, it's as simple as I'm really grateful for that new candle that I bought because I love how it smells. And I actually feel the gratitude. And sometimes I'm just grateful for my health. Or sometimes I'm grateful that I got to spend time with my kids. Write 3 things, usually it's only 1 word, maybe a couple of words. The next thing I do is I like to write the word excited. And so now you need to write 3 things that you're excited about. And it could be as simple as, I'm excited to go on this date with this hot, spicy señorita tonight. Or it could be, I'm excited to get to have some quiet time right now and play some piano or just read my book. It could be super, super basic things, but things that you're excited to do and genuinely looking forward to. That usually takes me a couple of minutes. It really puts me in a good headspace where I can authentically enter my plans for the day with a good mindset. So what I like to do is on the left side, I have 5 bullet points. I number it 1 through 5. I really take a lot of time and I think if I could only get 5 things done today, what are the 5 most important things to do? Most of us, have dozens of things in our mind at all times and we have these checklists and these tasks, and that's not what we're talking about. I know you need to go shop for your groceries and I know you need to pay your bills, but no, that's not in this top 5. On the right side, you will have your task and your checklist, just things that I call them pebbles in your shoe, things that are just annoying and you got to get it done, but it's not truly important. It's not really going to make shit move forward. The 5 points are things that are going to make shit happen. It could be in business or just in your personal life. So for me, a lot of times I think about it and I think about my business or the company that I'm working on, and I think, well, what's holding me back right now? What is it that's stopping the progress? Sometimes I'm just kind of hiding from this problem because I'm procrastinating it because it's just overwhelming. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk to so-and-so. So I identify what that is. So for me, we have a big problem in one of my clinics. We just have kind of been pushing it off. And my priority is, okay, I'm going to work on that clinic today, but let's get even more specific. What needs to happen in that clinic to make it move forward? So for me, it's, I need to find a new general contractor because their other one flaked out. So today I'm going to find a general contractor. We're going to set up a meeting and potentially negotiate. I'm going to try to set up a negotiation, make that shit happen. Boom, that's one thing. Another thing could be, it could also be about relationships. Man, I need to have a talk with this person today. This person and I have been off balance. We need to talk. Or it could be as simple as, I need to get my house freaking clean today. These bullet points could be simple things. Sometimes for me, it's as simple as, I need to go away for, have 1 hour of alone, quiet time in the mountains and just think without my phone. That's a very important thing. That's a bullet point of my 5. Your 5 things, sometimes that takes me 30 minutes or more because it's so deliberate and it's so purposeful and so precise. I get so much more shit done by making sure that those 5 things are the things that need to happen, things that are being avoided. Throughout my day, I'm constantly checking in. Sometimes I'm ready to do something and I'm like, it's a lot easier just to go get that errand done. I gotta go to the bank, it's important. Well, it's paying that bill or doing that thing at the bank is important, but that's not making shit happen. These are the 5 things that make shit happen. So take time to really write those things out. When you're writing the 5 things, you could also go over and you're like, I need to pay that person back, or I need to buy this thing, or I need to remind this person of this thing. So you have a lot of your stuff on your task list. And so sometimes my task list is 30 things. I'll be getting those things done as I go, but those 5 things, I'm telling you. And a lot of times it's hard. It's hard to get all 5 done. But if you could even get a few of those things done every day, it's insane how much progress you start making on your business or things in your life. What I like to do also in my journal at the end of the day or the next day. Sometimes when I wake up, I'm a little gloomy, just like everybody can get. Sometimes I get really in my feels. And so something I like to do is I like to try to take my feels and compartmentalize it. And then I like to write out what has happened or what has changed since a few days ago. And I'll write out some of my wins. I was able to have this conversation with so-and-so. I said no to somebody, or I did this. And I just write out like a bullet point list of my wins. And I'll do that sometimes before I even start my next planning session for the next day. And it helps remind you that even if you're not maybe where you want to be, or if you're not feeling so good about yourself, maybe your confidence is struggling or you're depressed, if you write out the successes, it's really hard to argue with facts and logic. Even your insecure subconscious mind has a hard time arguing with that. It's like, yeah, you're no good, Brandon, like my inner self. And then I'm like, yeah, but you also did all this stuff. You're also a badass. You're making shit happen, and you're making changes, and you're making moves forward. And when you see those wins and you can be genuinely grateful and excited, it's really hard to keep beating yourself up. And so whenever you start getting in those mindsets, you write another 5 things and you get more shit done. And it's a really good cycle to help get you out of depression, to even find more confidence within yourself. This has been a good process for me in my journey and being able to heal from trauma and from a lot of tough things in my life. I hope this helps. You know, like you can adapt this to whatever your personality is, but journaling for me is not so much, dear diary, today I did this and I did that. A lot of times I write my notes and I'm just scribbling. I'll write a circle and I'll write a concept in it, and then I'll write an arrow to this circle and I'll write another concept, and I'm thinking, man, these are connected somehow. I don't know why. And then I just start writing thoughts. I discover my feelings through my journaling. I also make my plans through it. I have a lot of friends that find a lot of success with their journaling. Use these tips. Let me know if you have any. I'm constantly growing in my journaling. It's very important to me. It's something that is fundamental in me analyzing myself. I believe analyzing yourself accurately, kindly, is one of the most important skills you can have in our day and age. Use that. Let me know how it goes. Cheers.